Today we're going to talk about money and get a deeper understanding of what it is so that we can understand what is going on in the world of finance. So money is a fundamental concept, and it is nothing but a concept. A lot of us think of money as an object, like if we have a stack of quarters, each quarter, well, that's money, and more of those objects is worth more. But in money has always been symbolic of something else. It's a token, whether that was gold or some substance that we value, like we valued gold. Human beings have given gold and silver and other precious metals. We've imbued it with meaning. So really, money is a consolidated or distilled meaning. And that's a really important understanding. And a lot of people are concerned because the world's currencies now are delinked from anything underlying that has that higher agreement of value. Like if we look at in Great Britain, they have the pound sterling. And the pound sterling was a note, an agreement that when the note was presented that a person would receive sterling. And same in the US, the word dollar is an amount of gold. And the US dollar was delinked from any kind of limited resource. And we'll talk more about that when we start looking at why cryptocurrencies have such interesting potential to affect the whole shape of our economy and what's possible. So really, if we look at like a dollar or a euro or any other piece of currency, what it is, it's essentially a contract, a certain set of agreements. And the fundamental agreement is that we all agree that this matters. And to some extent, to a large extent, especially in the Western economies, where you have central banks, and these entities are in charge of trying to somehow maintain the integrity of something that has essentially no value. I mean, we've got paper money, which has very little value as paper. And then really most of the currency in the world is stored digitally now. It's not necessarily digital currency like cryptocurrency, but it is in digital format. When you go online and you look at your bank account, you're seeing a bunch of digital information. And so the information is imbued with meaning. And so we can't say that money is meaningless. The thing is, many cultures around the world, unbeknownst to each other, develop the notion of money because it's very much a human thing to create little tokens to give to each other and count things. So money it's interesting in that way that, in such an important way, it's totally not needed. Like really, a lot of people could imagine a world where there just is no need for money. What would you really need it for? If we were really committed to everyone having everything they need and even everything they want, we don't necessarily, because there's only so much you can want. If all the wants are fulfilled, then we might get bored. I don't know. Like if we all had yachts, then the meaning of having a yacht would diminish, and the status. So, status matters. And, so money is used to symbolize status. And in other animal kingdoms, the walrus status is achieved by fairly straightforward means. The strongest and meanest walrus gets the status of being, the head of the walrus tribe. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of what you call a group of walruses. But anyway, so, it's used for those kinds of symbols, status. We share money to express all kinds of different values, as a gift. A lot of times people associate money with love and with attention. And the aspect of money that's, to me, the interesting one for transforming the economy is the use of money to symbolize our commitments. And when somebody is committed because they use these little words on paper, these little contracts, and they hand them over, and that represents a commitment. And another interesting thing to think about in the world of transactions is that, a lot of people think of capitalism and money as some kind of a zero-sum game, where if I have more, you have less. And I don't remember who told me this, but if you think about, let's say there's a pair of shoes for sale at a shoe store, and it's $100, and you have $100, and you want the shoes. Well, you give the $100 to the storekeeper gives you the shoes, and both people have more because the shoe keeper wanted the money more than the shoes, and you wanted the shoes more than the money. But that moment of the money changing hands, or in finance going from one bank account to another, that is a real commitment. Everything else leading up to that is lower quality words. So you might say that we use money to symbolize our highest quality commitments. And of course, our actions and the way we use our time are also very valuable indicators of our commitments. But money is this unique distillation of the idea. It's like, yes, I do care about it because I care about the thing more than I care about keeping the money in my account. So that's the basic understanding of money, what its role is, a symbol of our commitments. And if we understand that, then we can really use that fundamental unit of understanding to literally reshape the economy. Now, money is, there's another part of money, though, that I do want to talk about briefly, which is that, a lot of times people feel that money is tied to coercion. And just like in the group of walruses, yes, the leader is coercive, stronger, using force. And now human beings we are animals, but we have this capacity to live in peace, to be at peace. So the fact that we are coercive animals, and we have this violent and coercive potentiality, then it's only natural that money will end up being expressed or used in ways that are tied to that aspect of our nature. But that doesn't mean that it can't flow in other ways and express commitments and move in ways that are symbolic of states of peace. And Vegan Launch itself is designed from the framework of peace, the idea of trying to weed out everything systematically that would sort of push people toward our lower states and to replace them with things that bring out the higher qualities of humanity. And that's why Vegan Launch, for example, is an inclusive community. And we're going to see, can it work as we build the community? Can we really work together? Can we really make sure that everyone has their needs met? And these questions are really baked into the design of Vegan Launch. As you participate more and more, you'll begin to see where that's working and where it's not working. We'll put in a bug report or a feature request so that we can keep growing the community in a way that is representative of the merging of our vegan values and peace and this sort of basic human notion concept of money.